G'day guys, my name's Josh, you can call me Shortwoodle, and welcome back to 7 Days 1.0. I'm still not used to saying it. I still get excited every time I think about it, but we're no longer in alpha, we're in 1.0 full release gold version, which means we're back in Shortwoodle Park. Shortwoodle Park 1.0, the killing corridors down there looking splendid, but it's looking lonely, so we've come back to build with a friend. I'm actually really stoked for how the killing corridor turned out for update 1.0. Oh geez, that's gonna be happening a lot. I've spent a lot of years calling it alpha something. No longer alpha, now genuine 1.0. But this has turned out absolutely splendidly. I love how wide open the zombie dropper is now. It's probably the best iteration of it that I can think of. So I'm stoked with that. That works really well. But as we all know, the killing corridor's problem, or rather the only kind of downside, is it's ranged only. You need ammo, you need weapons. You can't just sit there and bonk, you have to sit there and blat instead. If you run out of ammo, you're kind of up that creek and you don't have a paddle. So if the killing corridor is for ranged, that means we need to build something for melee. There are designs, there are ideas that do work for melee, which is why we're back. We've got to make sure they still work in 1.0. You know, real quick though, in all this time, I've never actually gone looking to see if there's like a ramp half block that would fit with you, because that looks, I mean, it's a little bit chunky, a little bit bodgy, but that's okay. But I've got these plate left and plate rights. Is there like a half block version of you? Oh, you're already yellow though. I don't want to overload this and collapse everything. That goes like that. That looks bloody wonderful. We get the same on the other side. I'm really flirting with danger here. All right, no more blocks. No more blocks. Well, that looks perfect. Look at that. That's even more schmick than it was before. Okay, we're not working on that today though. What we're going to be working on is something like this. So if you don't have range and you need melee, if you build yourself a bunker, what can you use, and does, oh, if I go back into here, and does the scaffolding ladder still hold up? It was the god tier block for Alpha 21. Is it still god tier, or has it come down from Mount Olympus? It's actually kind of funny, because like for a really long time, the hatch hallway was the go-to melee base. The hatch hallway is like this big long corridor, an enclosed like cylinder with a hole through the middle. It's 2 blocks tall with hatches. Oh, I mean, I could just show you. I'll build one really quickly and I'll show you. The hatch hallway was like the go-to melee base for so long. I first started building them back in Alpha 17 when I was doing the first run through of fists only. Obviously only using fists and knuckles as a weapon meant that I had to get nice and close, a nice easy melee base, but something that I could fall back onto when things went wrong. So it was just this. It was just a nice, I mean, it's longer than this obviously. Please don't make any jokes about my lack of length. I promise you I'm aware. It was just this nice little corridor just like that with hatches. I mean, clearly, I'm not the most imaginative person in the world when it comes to naming, but with hatches. You just put the hatches along like this. So you could stand at the back here, you pop open 2 hatches, and you could stand behind the second one, and that would be close enough to be able to punch, or stab, or spear, or sledgehammer, or club, or whatever melee option you choose. Not stun buttons. No one should be using stun buttons. You can stand here and melee through the door, then when the door breaks, you fall back, open the next one, that would be gone by then, and you can keep on falling back and stagnate your retreat as you needed to. That worked really well for Fist only back in Alpha 17 and all the way through to Alpha 21, where suddenly the scaffolding ladder came onto the scene. And since then, I mean, look, the hatch hallway still has its place. I mean, in a pinch, it'll get you by, but it's just not as good as it used to be. We've got something so much better now. But hey, if you need to build something, you can build that. Some stairs up the front, you can sit behind. Easy peasy, zombie squeezy. See how quickly you can make it? In 1 sentence you can make it. It's just kind of occurred to me just how many times I've built bases in this game. I'm doing it second-naturedly? Sure, that's the word. I'm doing it as second nature while doing other things and whipping up a viable horde base in about 4 seconds flat. That's beside the point. I've built it a lot of times, which means I'm going to try and make this video the same as how I made the Killing Corridor video, where if you've never played 7 Days before and you're coming in fresh and need to know some way to get through Horde Night, in this case with melee only, then you can watch this and see what I'm building, understand why I'm building, so that if you try and build it yourself, not just copying what I've done, you understand why you you have to build that, so if you miss a block, you're not completely cactus and get torn to shreds by the zombies. But unlike the killing corridor, for a melee base, I want to try and go higher. There's one thing that's been left untested by me, and that's like this 13 block magic number. When that one, it's laterally, so they fall down over here, and they don't go into destroy everything mode. If that 13 magic number can work vertically, if I build a melee base nice and tall, because I can't get that horizontal separation, if I build that melee base nice and tall, they fall 13 blocks, hit the ground, go mildly splat, not completely splat, but go splat on the ground, they shouldn't start tunneling out all my supports. That's something I need to make sure of in 1.0. I've got to make sure that works. The only problem with that is that obviously going 13 blocks vertically like that is, well, it's going to stick out like a sore bloody thumb, but I mean, that's close enough to how high I need it to be. You can do it either way. You can either build up, which is usually easier, or you can dig a pit underneath where the zombies are going to drop. Sometimes you make pits, especially if you're rolling like grenades or molotovs. You make a pit, zombies fall in, you throw a grenade in after them, but I'll run through that again in a different video. But for this, I could make a stairway to heaven. I'm going to make it a little bit more interesting, I think. I'm going to change it up a little bit. Can't just build blocks like that. It's going to be a bit better than that one. You know what, actually? Now that I've fleshed it out a little bit more, added in some proper stairs and the pyramid stairs at the bottom to avoid those zombie snags, I reckon I can make that work. That's actually not too bad, but I have built this big monstrosity over here. And no, it's not an ode to Space Odyssey. This is 13 blocks tall. Each red stripe is at, well, 1, 6, and then 11. So that's 13 blocks tall. That's how far I have to make the zombies fall. And that's why often I'll dig ditches under bases and stuff to try and take advantage of extra height without using materials or making something the height of a rather large building. But I need to just test to make sure before I get carried away that if a zombie falls that high, they don't go into destroy everything mode. So that is gonna be priority number one. I'm just gonna build a ladder so zombies can come up. I'm gonna bonk them off from the top and send them back down to the bottom again. Just see what happens to them. I hate to say it, but if this works, this is gonna be the simplest AFK base that I've ever built by a good margin. This goes back to, I was like Alpha 18, I think it was, when the first, like the ragdolling zombies when they fall from heights first came in. Because when that came in, you could just like, you could guarantee their ragdoll after a certain amount of drop distance, so you could just build a pylon and you would be completely safe forever. This is harking back to that a little bit. We're going to see how we go. But I get a couple of Arlenes out here and get them to come and try and climb the ladder. There you go. Up they go. I just want to see what happens to them when they fall back down. I have a zombie dropper at the top. Nice and simply. The same as on the killing corridor over there. Down they go. Yeah, nah, catch your knees later. They've all gone gooey. Have any of you gone into destroy everything mode? No, they haven't, but 5 is barely a test. Let's go like, how many is that? That's gonna be 15 zombies instead, and just see how it works out. You're all getting ragdolled. No one's going to destroy everything yet. I think I've done it. Yeah, look at this. I've definitely done it. I've accidentally made the easiest, the simplest, the quickest AFK base you can. Why bother making materials or building ammo or anything when you can just make one of these? I mean, they're getting a little bit snagged up the top, but that seems to work. Maybe if I add, oh, it's because they're landing on other zombies' heads. But I still don't think it's like, it's proper destroy everything mode, is it? I don't see anyone destroy everything mode. Oh, you are, hold the phone. Look, destroy area has paths. So you're gonna go up to the top. Oh, there's a couple of you in destroy area, actually. Ooh, interesting. All right, I don't think 13 works. We'll try maybe 14 or 15. We'll just dig a hole at the bottom just to double check. But yeah, okay. I think that's a good move. Because yeah, some of them are kind of stroppy. I've just dug a little bit of a trench down the bottom and increased the concrete so they're not going to tunnel out the sand that I've built my base on. Should have built the concrete supports to start with, but that's fine. So that's now what? 15. A 15 block drop. Alright, fair enough then. Well, let's get a fair few Arlenes out here to see if any of you guys get a little bit rowdy. Because yeah, like, it just depends on how far they fall. So if they fall on the head of another zombie, then they're just going to get shitty at me. Like, they're going to be within those 13 blocks from where I'm staying at the top, from the top of an Arlene's head. That seems to be working significantly better. Significantly better. Are any of you guys getting pissed off? They're all approaching spot. No one's... Oh, there's one destroy area. And another destroy area because you fell 6 inches down the ladder onto someone else. That's upsetting. That's upsetting, but that's okay. It doesn't kind of disprove the theory. You need to just stop that, please. Give you a ticket so you go back to normal. I actually think it's got more to do, yeah, with stuff like that. When they slide off the side of the ladder... Like, if they fall a little bit and land on the zombie next to them, they're going to go and destroy area more than if they fall into the bucket down here. So I think that's a bigger issue, which is just, it's a side effect of zombies getting clambered up like that, but also just kind of how ladders work. They're not great at climbing ladders. They are mostly decomposed after all, but for the most part, this is working pretty well. So I think with the stairs, it's going to be a much better solution to the point where... Thank you, everyone. I'm going to say that should work. I hope it's going to work and continue with the build. And if this all goes tits up at the end, well, I'll find someone else to blame. I don't want to... I hate responsibility. I hate consequences. I mean, look, it's a lot. It's definitely bigger than I thought it was going to be. I do like the spine down the stairs that I mildly accidentally built, but it definitely stands out like Gonzo's nose. But that's okay, because this is just for that 13 block drop, although this is what, 16, so I have some leeway there in case I do that on other zombies' faces. This is just to avoid them going into destroying everything area. This actually isn't the critical part. What is the critical part is going to be what I build out over here. This is where I'm gonna build like a bunker with some scaffolding ladders to make sure that still works. I don't like being perched up this high. If I was gonna build this, I wouldn't build it standalone like this. I'd go attach it to the side of a 2 or 3 story building instead, which would work so much better. But just, I mean, I've got my red stripes on there, but geez, it's a lot. You really could just build this somewhere nearer the ground. You'd still want to elevate it a little bit, maybe 6 or 7 blocks high, like a killing corridor, just to control the zombie pathing a bit, but it doesn't necessarily need to be this bloody high. I may have got a tad carried away, but that's all right. If this all works really well together, then well, I guess I'll be laughing at that point. But from here, this is my bunker. Now, I've built it a little bit offset from where I want the zombies to path and just kind of split their pathing route so they don't get all bunched up like they were both on that ladder before and like they would have in the killing corridor over there. So if I have them all set up like this, and then I run, if I get pillar, it's the 0.05 middle. That's worked really well for me in the past, and I kind of stand by it now. If I chuck you there and go along the front like this, then importantly, when the zombies come up, the only way they can beat through something to get to me is through these 3 blocks at the front here. If I built these walls and the floor all the way out to this bit, they just try and tunnel through the corner here. So having that extra separation there is super important. So if I grab, geez, I hope these things work, the scaffolding ladder. Now these were the absolute god tier block in Alpha 21. Most importantly because you could melee through them, like you could punch through them, you could loot bags through them, you can shoot through them, but incredibly importantly, they block cop vomit. If a cop gets up to the top here and vomits at you, the bars will catch it and you can shoot him back. So it's an extra layer of protection that regular bars and railings don't give you. The vomit just goes straight through those, no protection at all. So I'm gonna put you just around sideways if I can, so you look a bit more like bars. Yeah, like that. Keep them like that down the bottom in case there's crawlers or dogs, because their heads sit nice and easily right in the middle of those rungs. But you get that going like that. Can I still punch through that actually? I need a way to test. I need to block this up, and then I need to get a way to test. I need to spawn in the zombie. I've put in just some half plates on the side, so if things do go a little bit weird, I can still punch or shoot through there should I need to. Alright, Arlene. That's not at all what I wanted, but thank you for... I was going to say thank you for sitting on my face, but no, don't thank you for that one. You are a zombie after all. Alright, you will go wherever you need to go. I don't have any ammo, but that's fine. You're just going to have to come over and say goodnight to me anyway. Oh, wait. Yep, there you go. Alright, I need a punch. I need to be able to punch. Look at that. So they come right around the front. I haven't built a roof on the top of this yet, but can I still punch through you? Yes, I can, you bloody beauty. And I should be able to get you ragdolled. Can I get you ragdolled? No, I want to... I want to hit that one. I can't. I don't have enough firepower. My wrists are too weak. There we go. To send you falling off the side. And that is why I wanted to put those bars there. And more importantly, why I wanted to build this big horseshoe contraption. So it means that if zombies ever get grouped up at the front, they're only ever going to be one deep, which makes things like sledgehammers way easier. But it also means that if I do go ragdolly, they're going to fall through the gap behind. They're not going to block the next row of zombies coming up and through. Can you go, Gooey? Thank you, see you later. And by the looks of things, none of them have gone into destroy everything mode yet. So I think the extra distance has worked. Again, could have dug it down, but this will do fine. Can you guys please go Gooey for me? Come up. Yep, that's good. Yeah, there you go. That's good enough. Are you in destroy everything mode? No. Straight back to approach target, right back up to the tippy top. I think my assumption was right. Well, not really assumption. I think my educated guess was right. I think I got it spot on. And that slippery pole definitely working. So that really has worked out exceptionally well. Not only do the scaffolding ladders still work an absolute treat, but I'm still to test with the cult vomit, but more than 13 block drop, I guess it's more like a 15 block drop out of them, seems to be working really well. I'll keep running tests on that and see if anything changes, but for now, I'm pretty confident with it to the point where I need to build something that I've been neglecting. You saw how the zombies climb on top of each other's shoulders to try and get up and over the bars. That is a very real problem, one that I tried to avoid down here with those bars on the top of the killing corridor dropper. But for something like this, when you're gonna have that barrier there that they're all gonna push up against, you are gonna get them climbing up and over the top of you rather quickly. So what I always do is just quickly chuck in a nice little flat surface at the top and then get just ramp blocks just up the top up there. So if they do start climbing, first of all, they've got nowhere to go. They can't get over the top. But more importantly, when they try and jump to get on top of another zombie's shoulders, they're going to bonk their noggins. If I had the hops to show ya, I'd be able to. I need to buy a point in parkour or something to not be so bloody miserable. Okay, ignore all of that. Ignore my obvious ineptitude for a moment. But now that I've got the points of parkour that I need, because zombies do have that super duper jump, which I also think is complete bullshit, but whatever. When they bonk their noggin, they get pushed off to the side and fall all the way back down again. So you're really having like a secondary option. You're having a backup plan for when they do get really grouped up. Because if you're in there with a wall of zombies in front of you, the last thing you want to be worrying about is them coming over the top like a seawall. This whole thing really has gone against my normal attempt at building bases, trying to make things nice and small and concise and resource light. But like this little bunker up here is relatively simple. You could build it lower. It's this gigantic stairway to heaven. Good God, that's a big stairway. That's causing all the dramas. I did make it nice and 3 wide though, so with bigger hordes, there is enough room for all of the zombies. They cruise around here, they fall off there, they go back again. Super simple, like the mechanics of it is super simple. Yeah, it takes a long time to build, but that's only what, like, I don't know, a couple of 100 blocks of concrete. It's really not that bad. And as long as the pylon you're standing on is strong and the ladders, like the zombie facing blocks, are strong, obviously you want to upgrade all of your like lower supports as well. But as long as those blocks are nice and strong, there's no real damage happening anywhere else, nor should they decide to break through like into the stairs or whatever. So you could make this with like 50 blocks of concrete and the rest being cobblestone. I wouldn't really build it out of wood, but that's just me. I normally play with spreadable fire. But that, yeah, you could build this on the cheap nice and easily. And he kind of looks like a robot, doesn't he? He's got the flip, he's got 3 eyes, and I mean, if he's from Total Recall, probably 3 is something else as well. He just looks like he's smiling. It's like a smiley robot base. That's all very well and good. I'm absolutely stoked that, or in this case, 15 block dropper does work to stop the destroy everything mode. But I still need to figure out the rest of the stuff with the scaffolding ladder. And if it still works, just as good as it used to. So far, it's looking like so good, but I'm trying not to make assumptions about it. So I'll clear out some more area. I'll build a little smaller one just to do some testing with. But I think that as it is will work out really well. I'm mostly concerned about the cult vomit though. If the cult vomit still works, then I think we're schmidt. I've built this little platform. It's really not much at all, but it will be more than enough for me to be able to test what I need to. So the biggest thing is obviously the cult vomit, but I also want to see how it goes with looting bags through, although if I can paint through it, which I'm pretty sure I can, I'll be able to reach through it. Can I paint? I can paint. Can I manipulate a switch on the other side? In fact, I can reach all the way through and place it on the other side. Yeah, that's gonna be fine. That's gonna be a-okay. Ooh. Oh! Hang on. Oh, can I not flip you until you're actually powered? I thought I was like, maybe you can't actually reach through with your noodle arms and do that anymore. Hang on, I'll get you some power so we can see if you actually work still. That rattled me for a second there. Get rid of you. Grab that one and just real quick, from this side, you, battery, turn on and grab the wiring tool. Please still work. Yeah, okay. Okay, we're all good. We're all fine. If a loot bag drops, I'll double check it. I'm pretty sure it's gonna work just a-okay. Oh, that was a panic moment. I did forget to mention with these ladders, you see how it's got this big white cube, like the 3D area that block encompasses, like the area it takes up? As long as the hollow part of that is facing you, not the zombies, then you can use it as a ladder, but they cannot. So as long as the hollow side is on the player side and the zombies have nothing, you should be pretty good to rock and roll. Alright, I don't need to worry about you actually, because I know I can reach through you now. So, can I get... Let's just go like... Just a couple of cops, I think. I don't want to make it too crowded out there. I don't want you guys vomiting all over each other. I need you vomiting at me. That's not a sentence I ever thought I would say seriously, but there you go. Okay, someone vomit. Someone vomit, please. Yeah, there you go. Take a little step back. Alright, I needed you to elevate a little bit and get it over the stairs, you bunch of galahs, but yeah, there you go. Oh, look at that. Absolutely perfect. Oh! Absolutely less perfect. I mean, there was a chance in Alpha 21 that it could potentially hit a very small gap right in the middle of the ladders and make it through. Oh, interesting. Interesting. All right, now I have to test... Not like that. Now I have to test it again to make sure that was just a once-off unlucky moment and not a regular thing. Maybe they opened up the window more. Maybe there's an easier chance of the cop vomit getting through. That would suck. Hello, everyone. I mean, you're not going to vomit from there, though, are you? No, I need a little bit of distance. Here we go. Got another another tripler coming in. This is actually like a good accidental example of what I was talking about with that. You don't need to build it that high. You can build it low. You just run the risk of potentially... Alright, I was right in the middle there. He went a little bit left and it hit the block instead. You do run the risk of potentially getting your foundations broken though if they fall off the side and do go to destroy everything mode. You can still sledgy through. Admittedly, I never liked using sledgies. I think the better way to go would be a knife or something. Grab a knife, just grab a T1 knifey boy. That's all good. Just because of the way that the sledgy swings across the line. Oh, you're gonna explode, hang on. Just because it swings across the line, it's got a higher chance of hitting the ladders. So instead, something precise, like a club, like a gun, like a knife, much better way to do it. The proviso of that being, you actually have to be good at the game, and pretty clearly, I'm not that. Those coppers did do an absolute number on that though, didn't ya? That's a lot more damage than they used to do. Maybe to try and negate this, the zombies get like a damage boost against these kinds of blocks. They definitely do against like plates and sheets and stuff, the thinner blocks, but that's a lot more damage than these used to take. I don't think they have full health anymore, full effective health. It still says 5,000, but they chip away at it way quicker. This is what I was talking about in the Killing Corridor video though. Like, the zombies have these superpowers now, so you have to try and negate them. That definitely took more damage than I was expecting. But what I do want to do on the red square, please, is just get like 5 demolishers. I mean, fine. Okay, I'll try and loot it from this side. I have a good chance of dropping loot, but can I can still reach through and grab the loot from the other side. So it's still It's still the best block for this by a good margin. I think that damage buff may have diminished it somewhat, but it's still better than the bars. It's still better than the railings, because you can shoot through those, but you can get vomited on through those, and you can't punch through those. So this is clearly better. That is pretty par for the course in 7 days, though. It's definitely not the first time there's been some incredible block or incredible design or something that's been immediately patched on Streamer Weekend. So if this gets patched out, if there's some sort of scaffolding ladder nerf going into public experimental on Monday, I'm very sorry, but you know, you gotta try these things. Who knows, maybe they'll leave this in here and let us have our fun. Oh, I do want to, I haven't yet and I should do. Let's get some dogs. We'll get some of you. Not right on top of me. I don't know why that happens sometimes. Sometimes the game just decides that it wants to put whatever I spawn immediately in my face. But yeah, that's why I put, especially like up there, I put the bottom ones the other way around. It just means that their heads are a little bit easier to stab. Like you, and then like you. Is it me, by the way, or do like the new zombie models look like dirtier? Like grubbier than they used to? I feel like they're more decayed, which I guess is the zombie apocalypse and fair enough, but they're just, I don't know, they just seem like they've been rolling around in the mud a bit. Yeah, you did some damage too. Dogs normally do like absolutely no block damage. Maybe just the coppers are super strong, but I definitely think there's a weaker. You know what? I think I liked it the first way around. I don't think I like that rotated anymore. Have they changed like the height of those zombie dogs now? Because now they're right in the way of the side of what would be the ladder, not where the rungs are. Interesting. So I think just the normal way. Just the normal way, straight out of the box, no rotation necessary. Because then at least there's none of that thick bars right in the way. They can't climb, but I can shoot through. That's definitely the better way. Alright, go back to what I said the first time. But yeah, this is like the reverse of like a normal video. Usually you find a block, you test a block, and then you input it into a horde base. But this was just like, I built the thing and then I did the testing afterwards to prove why it works. It's a bit backwards, but it's fine. It's fine. We knew the scaffolding ladder was going to be good. It is still good. We just had to make sure of it. Definitely the opposite way to usual. I like how at the very start of this, I said that I was going to try and make this as clear and concise as I possibly could in case there was someone new to 7 days who wanted to learn how to do or how to build this kind of stuff or what to use. And I feel like I've made this exactly as clear as some well stirred up mud. I'm sorry. I tried my best, but it didn't quite pan out. But you know, if you watch this like 7 times, it's just, you know, it's good YouTube strats. If you watch this like 7 times, you might eventually pick up what the diddly squat I'm yakking about. I should. You know what we're missing? You know what we're missing? We're missing the true AFK beast that is Sammy the Sledge Turret. Now in Alpha 21, he couldn't fire through these gaps. I'm actually going to get 2. We'll see if we put 1 on either side and just see how you guys can run. But I'm trying to line you up to be right in the gap between those rungs and just see if that works out a little bit better. Because if I can get them doing the bonking for me, who actually needs to do any work when you can have robots do it for you instead? Couple of Arlenes. Can I get your attention, please? You could if you had the AI turned on. Come on, Sammy. Come on, Sammy. Bonk for glory. I don't think you were bonked. I think you just kind of fell off. That one doesn't want anything to do with it. Oh, because you're going to have 1 active at a time. Sync over to this side. You missed. Can one of you hit? I don't think they can. I don't think they can. It was worth a try, but neither Sammy wants to bonk Arlene. They keep hitting the ladder, actually. They keep hitting the ladder right in the middle. Right in the middle. I reckon I can make a way to get this to work. If I lift them up a bit, so they're not hitting this chunky bit in the middle, will that work? It's worth a try. It's worth a try. I have no idea how long this video is going to be. There's been a lot of cutting room floor on this one. A lot of building behind the scenes to try and get things to work a little bit smoother. All right, so you're as far forward as the game will let me place you. Let's get 5 more Arlenes. AI on. Shotgun around to get their attention. Come around, please. I was going to say, they're right in front of you. No, I don't think it's gonna let me. I'm thinking that's probably got the same hitbox as what the Cop Vomit does. There's a chance it might get through that tiny little gap, but look, that's about as crystal clear right up the guts as you're ever gonna get, and it's still having an impact on the ladders, not on Arlene. That's a shame. That's a shame. Sammy, I love you so much, but you're just not quite cut out for this. No, I can just do it myself. Look how much better that is. Knife to the face. See you later. They're so good, dude. I love the scaffolding ladders so much. They're the best block in the game, and it's not close. I'm just taking the piss at this point. Like, I don't even need to do it now, but I'm just decapitating Arlene's and getting them gooey off the back every time they come up. High five to you too. It just works so well. That loose flop they do backwards over the back of the pillar. I mean, even without their head, they still do it all the way back down again. I will actually just double check. I'm going to quickly go down. Is there any damage down here? So no zombie is even touched. Not even touched the blocks down here. They're all completely full health, not even a scratch on them. So at no point has a zombie gone into destroy everything mode. So the problem with that first really simple tower thing I built, that was just because of the ladder and then falling onto other Arlenes on their way down when they were still too close to me. But this is spotless. This is perfect. Because I like these ladders so much, I'm also going to whack one or two even up into the roof. I'm still going to put spikes up there, but at least now if a vulture does show up during a horde or whatever and the spikes don't get the job done, you could still shoot through. Or, you know, because it is the ladders, this is why the ladders are so good. I keep trying to tell you, the ladders are so good. You could stab through them if you needed to. With regular bars, wouldn't have that option, but if there's a vulture right there squawking at you, you can cut off its bill like it's bloody Blinky. But also, just for good measure, put the spikes up the top on the other side of the ladders. It's all about having contingency plans. And the ladders just give you so many different options. And look at that. I mean, yes, it's basically a skyscraper, but that is a perfectly viable, perfectly doable horde base. You take that, you build that on the side of like a nice 3-story building out in a town somewhere, so that drop is, I mean, I think technically it's 13 blocks. I would never build it at just 13. Things have to go perfectly for that to work, and things always go wrong. So if you build that on the side of a 3-story off the roof of a normal residential house or something like that, you get that 15 block drop. You've got nothing to worry about. So this bit here is the actual horde base needs to worry about. The ladders on the front, I would prefer to use the 0.05 pillars across the front like that, so when they do go gooey, they fall away from you rather than to the sides and potentially blocking up other zombies. If they fall away, there's still plenty of room for new zombies to come up to be stabbed while the other one either gets out of the way or dies. That's super simple. This bit here, super simple. Ignore the ginormous stairway. I think if my calendar's right as well, I think this is the last video of mine that comes out before 7 Days 1.0 goes live to all of you guys. So, I mean, a couple of hours after this video comes out, I think, it'll go public and you can come and build your own contraptions and all sorts of things in your own worlds and have the best time. So I hope you guys love it as much as I've been loving it so far, because I've been having an absolute ball with it. And it's only getting better. It's only getting better. This will be the last Jaboodle Park video for now. I'm going to start this my first series in 1.0 in the next video. So I'll still come back and do some things though. But yeah, I think it's time we started the proper playthrough and see what's in tail for us. But we're back. It's 1.0 and we're back in Jaboodle Park. And already we have some additions to the theme park of zombie death. I have a lot of ideas, a lot of things. I have a little whiteboard down there that you can't see, full of all the ideas that I want to do. We're getting back to what Woodle Park always was: ridiculous builds, ginormous mini games, and just a whole lot of fun. But I'll have to come back and have that fun and build those things and continue to break this game in the next episode, because this episode is done. So thank you guys for watching. Most of all, thank you to the patrons of Patreon who made this episode possible. If you liked, make sure you hit the like button down below and subscribe to this channel. Follow me on Twitter. If I don't talk to you there first, I'll see you in the next episode. Have a good one.